Hello, baseball fans. King Ikibu coming to you live from the underground bunker once again, where we'll be playing Game 2 of the 1901 World Series between the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Boston Americans from Huntington Avenue grounds in Boston. And it was a exciting game in Game 1 for most part up to the 7th inning. In a 2-1 ball game, Pittsburgh leading. The Pirates loaded the bases in the 7th inning with nobody out, and then Honus Wagner stepped up and hit a 3-run double, and then followed by a Ginger Beaumont 2-run homer, and that was the ball game pretty much. So let's see if the Americans can rebound and go back to Pittsburgh, at least split. They don't want to go down 2-0 going back to Pittsburgh, and this first World Series will probably be over. But let's see what can happen. As we saw in the 2019 World Series, the visiting team won all 7 games, so home field maybe doesn't matter that much. Let's look at the lineups for today's game and game number 2 for the visiting National League champion Pittsburgh Pirates. Leading off and playing right field, Lefty Davis. Batting second, the third baseman Tommy Leach. Batting third, the big hero of Game 1, Honus Wagner, the shortstop. Batting fourth, the center fielder Ginger Beaumont. Batting fifth, the left fielder Freddie Clark. Batting sixth, the second baseman, Claude Ritchie. Batting seventh, the first baseman, Kitty Bransfield. Batting eighth, the catcher, Jack O'Connor. And batting ninth, today's pitcher, Jesse Tannehill. Jesse Tannehill. And we can see here what he did in the regular season in a minute. For the hometown Americans, the American League champions, leading off and playing left field, Tommy Dodd. Batting second, the shortstop, Freddie Pennant. Batting third, the center fielder, Chick Stahl. Batting fourth, the third baseman, Jimmy Collins. Batting fifth, the first baseman, Buck Freeman. Batting sixth, the catcher, Ossie Schreckenghost. Batting seventh, the right fielder, Charlie Hemphill. Batting eighth, the second baseman, Hobie Ferris. And batting ninth, today's pitcher, George Winter. So let's get this one underway here today. Let's see some of the stats. We can see that Tannehill during the regular season, Tannehill was 20-10 with a 2.89 ERA in the replay. And for George Winter was 15-7 with a 3.34 ERA during the regular season. So leading off is Lefty Davis. He was 2 for 5 in Game 1. Here's his card over here, and here is Winter's card over here. We had to do some rearranging as I had problems with the scaling, and I had to move to a different monitor. I have a 4K monitor, and it made a 2 gigabyte file last time. It took like an hour to render, and so I had to get a new monitor, find one in a closet that had 1920 by 1080, so at least we'll make a file that's a little bit more reasonable. And I probably could use my new monitor with some scaling down. I don't know, I'll fiddle things. I had to work on this video for an hour to get it ready. But you don't want to hear my problems. We want to see some baseball. So here we go. Lefty Davis, left-handed batter against George Winter, right-handed pitcher. And here's the pitch to Lefty. It is not his good column, so it's going to be a ground out to shortstop to lead the game. Good start for the Americans and George Winter. Let's see if he can do better than Cy Young did. Here's Tommy Leach. Leach is batting 1 for 5 in the World Series. And here's his pitch. He has a few good things on there, and he hit one of them. So 11 or less will be a triple. And it's 19, so it's a fly ball to Dodd in left field for 2 away. If you remember, the Pittsburgh scored 2 runs in the first inning in Game 1. Here is Honus Wagner, 3 for 5 in game 1 with a double and 3 RBIs and a stolen base as a cherry on top. Great player, as you know. Everybody knows Honus Wagner if you know anything about baseball history. The greatest shortstop who ever lived. Here's the pitch. And they missed his column. So it's 1-2-3, go the Pirates in game 2 of the World Series. Here's Jesse Tannehill. He, like we said, 20-10. So he's had more wins in the replay than he did in real life. He is an excellent starting pitcher, left-handed pitcher. Tommy Dodd will lead off. He is 2 for 4. He was in game 1 with a double and an RBI. Here's the pitch to the left fielder, Dodd. It is on Tannehill's card, and he hit the shortstop, who's an excellent fielding shortstop, except he makes a lot of errors. He was just a part-time shortstop in 1901, as we looked at last time. So here's the roll. There's a lot of errors to overcome, and they avoid the errors, so he makes the play. 1 away. That brings up Freddie Pennant. Excellent man in the number 2 hole. He is 1 for 4 in game 1. It's the pitch, and it's on Tannehill's card again, and it's going to be a check on Bransfield, the first baseman. So now, again, there's lots of errors to avoid here. And they don't avoid it, so it's going to be an error on Bransfield, and Pennant will be awarded first base. And they have excellent hold battery, -2 for the pitcher, -2 for the catcher, so Pennant only has a 55% chance. So we will not try to steal. Chick Stahl is excellent handler of the bat. He bunts A and hit and runs B. And he's also, look up here, 321 on base. I found that I put it on administrator. If I don't know, what's that called? When you do have the, let's see if I can figure it out here. No, when you run it through administrator, it makes I can see this better. That's the only difference it makes, but it's worth it. I can read this now. It's not blurry. It's a little bit more sharp. Anyway, here's Stahl. We will hit and run right here. So this is the button for hit and run. And let's see if it pays off. It's on the chart, and it's popped up. It's not good. So a wasted at bat for Stahl. Here's Jimmy Collins, the best right-handed hitter they have. He is 2 for 4 in the World Series. Here's the pitch. It's on Tannehill's card, and it's a check on the second baseman. So here is the roll. It's going to be a base hit. Maybe more. Nope. But it's a base hit with 2 out through the infield. And Pennant goes to third. No, he only goes to second. Thought maybe he'd try to go to third. All right, here's Buck Freeman. He is a good man in the clutch. It's 381 on base, 471 slugging. A good man to have up there at this point in time. He is 3 for 4 in the World Series with an RBI. Here is a key part of this ball game already in game 1. In the first inning, gets a very good roll for him, and it's going to hit the clutch, and he drives into right field. We are going to send him for sure, and they cut it off, and it's 1-0 Boston. Good start for the Americans as they try to even up this series at 1 game apiece. Here's Ossie Schreckengost. He's a pretty good clutch hitter as well. 338 clutch hitter. Let's see if he can come through. It is on Tannehill's card, and it's going to be a check for the shortstop. Again, second time in the inning. Let's hit one of these errors. And he hits one. So it's a second error of the inning. This one's Wagner. And he goes up his arm, and it's bases loaded for Charlie Hemphill. He's also a pretty decent clutch hitter. If we can hit this one column, it looks pretty good. So let's roll a 1. We don't. We roll a 2. There's only a walk there and a hit by pitch on 12. And he hits a shortstop. That ends the inning with 1 run. So it's 1-0 Boston after the end of 1 inning. Here's Ginger Beaumont. He's 1 for 4 in the World Series. Here's the pitch. It is on Winter's card, and it's a second base check. He's a 166. So he's not going to get a single on him, but it could get an error, and he does. He gives up the error, and Beaumont reaches on the error. And a good start for the Pirates here in Game 2. Here's Freddie Clark. Freddie Clark is 0 for 4 on the World Series. And he's a good handler of the bat. We would probably... Let's bring... I don't know, something... I guess that's holding. Where's the defense one? What if I move this one over? If I can make bigger... I don't know, it seems like there's some buttons missing. Maybe not. Which is not what I'm used to. Okay, here we go. Sorry. Corners in. That's all we wanted to do. Corners in. Here we go. And they are throwing. They're going to steal with Beaumont. We're going to throw for the runner. It's higher than 14. 17. We got him. We got him, and it's out. And that error is erased. And Freddie Clark is up with nobody on now. Here's the pitch to Clark. And it's going to be a fly ball to center field. Stall. Oh, man, these outfielders are bad. Can we manipulate them at all to get a little bit better? I don't know. I don't like the visitor and the home separate. I'm a picky guy. There we go. Okay, we're the home team. So... is there any way to improve this defense? That outfield defense is horrible. Hemphill. Nope. He can't play center field well. Chick Stahl. No. They just have bad... I don't know if there's... I'm going to put him in center. And Stahl on left, I guess. Just like to have a little bit better guy in center field. That's a huge advantage for the Pirates, is the outfield defense. Here's Claude Ritchie. He is 1 for 5 in the World Series. That's a good column for Winter. That's going to be a fly out. And down go the Pirates in the second inning. After 1.5, Boston 1, Pittsburgh nothing. Here's Hobie Ferris, the second baseman. He is 0 for 3 in the World Series. He does have a walk. And that's not a very good column for him. And he's going to strike out. Strikeout number 1 for Tannehill. Brings up the pitcher, Winter. He is a little bit of a hitter. What would it be? A 3W? Let's see if I'm right. 3N. So he can hit a home run. There's nothing on his card, though, that's home run. So no chance. And a pretty bad column for Winter. Another strikeout. Strikeout number 2 for Tannehill. Here's Tommy Dowd. And I love having that so far thing, but it's lost. I couldn't find it. So I'm going to have to look at, if I want to really look, I'm going to have to go to the box score right here. And you can see this. You can see that he was 0 for 1. It's the only way we can tell. I guess you can go at the right here. Doesn't tell you what exactly. Anyway, here is Dowd. And there's a few things on that card. He has a possible triple if you roll 4 or less. I saw the 4 and got excited, but it's a 14, so it's just a fly ball to center field. Beaumont makes the play easily, and that ends the second inning. After 2 complete, it's 1-0 Boston. Here's Kitty Bransfield, the first baseman. And it's on Winter's card, and it's a possible single. We have to roll 8 or more, and we roll 7, so he gets a base hit up the middle. And Bransfield's on with the leadoff man is on. Here's Jack O'Connor. He's a decent hit-and-run man. We'll leave the corners in, I guess. He might bunt. I don't know. It's going to be hit and run. And it's a pop-out to shortstop. Bransfield will have to return to first base, and there's 1 away. And he brings up Tannehill. He's a pretty decent hitter. What is that, a 5W? See a 5W? He is a... Where are you? Where does it say? I thought it said somewhere in here. Oh, because he has a card of his own. It doesn't give him that. So He has a card of his own, so we don't need to go by the 5 or 4 or 3 hitter rating on a pitcher. He's a decent hitter, and he not a very good bunter. So we will think that he's going to swing away. No, he's going to try to steal. He did not succeed. And it's going to be a pop out to third. Too bad it wasn't a double play. 2 away. Brings up lefty Davis. Here's the pitch to Davis. Got his column. And he's got a base hit to center. And the runner's being held at second base. Brings up Leach with 2 out here in the third. And they're threatening for the first time. He's a decent clutch hitter. He is 1 for 6 in the World Series. Let's roll a 3 column. 3 or 6. That's what we want. We got a 1. That's bad. But we got the 1 thing on the column. Maybe our luck will change here in game 2. As he lines out the third and ends the threat here in the third inning. After 2.5, it's still Boston 1, Pittsburgh nothing. Here's Freddie Pennant. He's 0 for 1 with a run. And that's a decent column for him. But he hit that 1 with a 5. Let's roll 5 or less. 16 is not 5 or less. And he makes a diving catch by Tommy Leach for the first out of the inning. Here's Chick Stahl. Stahl is 0 for 1. And not very much on that card. It's going to be a right fielder check. He's a good, has good range, but has 16 errors. Let's hope we hit one. Nope, misses it. So it's going to be 2 out here in the inning. And that brings up Jimmy Collins. He's 1 for 1. Here's the pitch to Collins. Once again, it's on Tannehill's card, and it's a possible double if we can roll 6 or less. And we can't, of course, so it's a fly ball to Beaumont, and the inning is over. We're 1/3 of the way through this game, and the score is Boston 1, Pittsburgh nothing. Here's Honus Wagner. That's the way we like it, with him facing or coming up with nobody on base. He has a 379 on base, 459 slugging. And he got his column. And he's got a base hit to lead off the 4th inning. And he'll probably try to steal. I don't think Beaumont will bunt, but you never know. And there he goes. We threw out somebody already. We got a 25% chance, but we got 11% chance of catcher error. Oh, I'm a gambling man. 4. Ooh, at least it wasn't a throw it away, though. All right, so Wagner's now, after the stolen base, is on second base for Beaumont, and anything to the right side will advance him to third. Here's the pitch to Beaumont, and it is behind him, so that stolen base keeps them out of the double play. And now we have a man on third base with less than 2 out, and Freddie Clark is up. The infield is in, so we hope for that ground ball B. That will be nice. I don't see any ground ball Bs on his card. Are there any? There's a couple. There's one there. That's the one we want to hit. Here's the pitch to Freddie Clark. Oh, that's a good column. And he hits a double, and the game is tied. Freddie Clark doubles in Wagner from third, and it's 1-1. Claude Ritchie, 0 for 1, 1 for 6 in the World Series. And that's a good column, too. Got the shortstop, 68. Let's see if Pennant can make the play. Come on, avoid that stuff. Oh, he hit it. Error by Pennant, first and third, 1 out for Bransfield. Do we have the corners in? I don't think we need the corners in. Set infield back. We got to play for the double play. Here's, oh, they're stepping up the rubber. They tried to steal, but they couldn't get the jump. 5. And it's a possible home run. If it's not a home run, that's a W. So it can't be a home run. But if we roll a 1, it'll be a single. Anything else will be a sacrifice fly, and the Pirates will take that 2-1 lead again. Fly ball to Dodd. He has a noodle for an arm. And that scores the run. It's 2-1 Pittsburgh. Jack O'Connor is up. And finally we get a good column for the first time this inning. And that should end it. But the damage has been done. The Pirates score 2 in the 4th. And it's 2-1 Pittsburgh. See if Boston can get back in this one. They need that tying run. That's what they struggled with over and over in Game 1 to get that second and tying run, and they just couldn't do it. Here's Freeman. And that's a good column for him, and he's going to hit the double. The leadoff double for Freeman. Gordon Freeman it should be, but it's not. It's Buck. Here's Shrek Ghost. He's not a good bunter, as you're always tempted to get that runner to third. He's not a left-handed batter. So we just swing away. He's got a .328 slugging percentage and a .300 on base. Got to hope for the best. Here's the pitch. There's a couple things there, but he didn't hit him. It's just a lazy fly ball to left field, and that's not going to advance the runner. So there's one away. Here's Hemphill. 5. There's not much there. We got 1 and he got the 5. So we can roll a 5 or less. We're in business here. 16. So another wasted at bat. And there's 2 away for Hobie Ferris, and I wouldn't be surprised if they walk him. Let's see what the Pirates decide to do. No, they pitch, but they hit a column with nothing on it. So it's a line out to third base, and the inning's over. The Americans could not answer the 2 runs for Pittsburgh. And after 4 complete, the score is Pittsburgh 2, Boston 1. Tannehill, the pitcher for the Pirates. And he gets a ground ball to second base. Ferris makes the play. Doesn't make an error like he did last inning. And there's 1 away. Here's Lefty Davis. Davis is 1 for 2. And he gets his column again. And he's going to get a base hit. The 5th base hit for the Pittsburgh Pirates today. And we'll bring the corners in, I guess. Anticipating the bunt. And there he goes. Let's throw him out again. We don't throw him out. So Leach is probably going to swing away now. 2. And he's going to strike out. Strikeout number 1 for Winter. The first one of the game. And here's Wagner. Do we put him on? I think we do. I think that's what we do. Bye-bye. Beaumont's no slouch, though. He can hit the home run, as we saw last time. Here we go. 6. And it's a ground ball to first base, and the inning is over. We're halfway through this one. The score again, just like Game 1, is Pittsburgh 2, Boston 1. Here's Winter. And he's going to strike out, I think, for the first or second time in the game. 3rd strikeout for Tannehill. Here's Tommy Dowd, 0 for 2. And he gets a base hit off the pitcher's card. That's always nice. Freddie Parent, the hit and run man. 313 on base. Okay, we're going to do it. Hit and run. Stay out of the double play. Here we go. Okay, it's a check on Bransfield. He's already made an error in this game. Come on, up, 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 up. Yes, base hit. Oh, and it rolled off the error. Should go to third, but I don't know. Let's see. No, just on this. It was on Bransfield, I guess. They decided it wasn't a true hit and run, I guess. He's at second base. We're hoping to get them into third base, but was not to be. Got the big boys up now. Stahl, Collins, and Freeman. Tannehill, left-handed pitcher to left-handed batter. Chick Stahl, he is 0 for 2. He is due. Hit the 2 column or the 3. Hit the 1, of course. Many, many double plays on there. At least we avoided the double play. Now we got first and third, but there's 2 out for Jimmy Collins. He's 345 on base, 441 slugging. Come on, get a hold of one, Jimmy. And he's going to strike out. Inning over. Can't get that run that we need. Just a replay. That means the 7th inning is going to be disastrous for us. Anyway, here's the 6th. Freddie Clark is up. He doubled and scored. And that's a good column for him. Possible home run. Got to roll 5 or less. 17 is higher than 5. Or 4. So it drives him deep to the wall, but he flags it down, and there's one away. Claude Ritchie, 0 for 2. And it's a check on Ferris. He already failed one of these checks. And it's way up there, but it doesn't matter. Nobody's on base. And he avoids it this time. He's going to make the play. And there's going to be 2 away here in the 6th. And Bransfield, 1 for 1 with an RBI. And we have to roll higher than 7. And we do. So that's it for the Pirates. 1, 2, 3 in the 6th. And once again, we'll be searching for that run. Here's Freeman. He's 2 for 2 with a double. And looks like a good possibility for another hit. And he does. Another leadoff single. Here's Schreckenghost. He's a good hit and run man. So that's what we'll do. Hit and run. Avoid the double play. And we got a possible hit here. If we roll 14 or less. He did. It's a 4. Come on, go to 3rd. Yes. So we're in good shape here. And the infield is in. You know what that means. We got to avoid the ground ball B. And there's one right here. And there's one here. So those are the ones we have to avoid. We have to avoid the 3, 6, and the 5, 7. Oh, I gotta take a drink here. As the tensions roar. The fans. Tessie. Yes, Tessie is in full force, full voice here in Huntington grounds today. Here's the pitch to Charlie Hemphill. That's a good column. And he hits a 19. Don't. Not a 20. Not a 20. 6 is not a 20. Base hit up the middle. We got the tying run. And will he go to 3rd? No. That'd be asking too much. So we tied the game at 2. And Hobie Ferris is up with nobody out. Winter's not a good hitter. I'd be tempted to hit and run or bunt or something to get the runners in 2nd and 3rd. I'm not going to pinch hit for Winter either. So Hobie Ferris has to do the job himself. Hope that's not asking too much. Roll a 1. 6. There's a few things there. But he had to avoid it. And it's another check for Bransfield. Come on. High. They're not holding him, I don't think. It's not a double play. Got the error! So it's bases loaded now with nobody out. But the pitcher is up. George Winter, who's 0 for 2. He struck out twice. Let's get this. I don't know. If they, I think on an A, if the infield's in, they go 1, 2, 3 double play. It's still a double play. And of course, the Bs are also a runner. In this game, the infield in is powerful. It's a very good strategy in Strat-o-matic. Maybe overpowered, too overpowered. You look here, we have a ringer by the name of Harry Gleason. Look at his card. It is a thing of beauty. But then we'd have to bring in a reliever, and Boston is not very good. They don't have any lights out relievers, that's for sure. Here's game 3 starter, Teddy Lewis. Mitchell. Guess we could bring in Mitchell. Man, he's getting up home runs. 14 home runs. That's enormous for 1901. Got Lewis, Mitchell. Should we be a little gamey? I mean, we're so ripped off in game 2. It's time to be gamey. Just watch, we'll hit the pitcher column though. Let's do it. Let's do it. Here's the ringer, Harry Gleason. And this is not okay. So I was talking about being a tightwad and not getting the 2020 version because of the change when the infield in and he hit the ground ball B. If you watched game 1, you know what I'm talking about. And then I hit the ground ball B and I went crazy. This time, the next version also tunes down the ringers. A guy like Harry Gleason who has a card like this, it's toned down. So it's, yeah. So this guy's not Superman. But again, I didn't get the 2020 version. I'm using 2019, so they don't tone him down. And let's hope that we hit columns 1, 2, or 3 in this situation. Okay, 1, 2, or 3. Doesn't matter which one. What are they doing? It's a 58-footer, and he throws it away. He says, I don't want to pitch this guy, so I'm going to throw the ball away. And the Americans take the lead 3-2 on a wild pitch. Let's see if they put him on now. No, they pitching to him, and we get the 3. And they get a base hit. 1 run scores. We're going to send another one. And the throw's coming home, so we're sending the runner. It's not cut off. And it's 13, and we score 4 runs in the inning. It's 5-2 Americans. 5-2 Boston. We brought in the ringer, and he paid off. Here's Tommy Dowd, 1 for 3. All's fair in love and war. And we're going to send him. Boy, I'm not used to this. 6-2 Boston. Here's Freddie Pennant. He's going to swing away. There's no need to bunt. Any possible hit, 5 or less, 15. And the first out of the inning. Here's Chick Stahl, 0 for 3. He is due. And he's going to hit a double play ball. That's right. But we will not swear or say anything angrily because we got 5 runs in the inning and we lead it 6-2. And now we got to bring in a relief pitcher. We'll bring in Mitchell. Freddie Mitchell. Oh, but this is the inning where the Pirates like to score their runs. The 7th. They scored 8 runs last time. Or no, 7 runs. 7 runs last time in the 7th. But they got the bottom of the order coming up here. Here's Jack O'Connor. Gets his column. But they hit the line out to first base. 1 away. Freeman makes the play. Here is Tannehill, the pitcher. And he gets his column. And he has a possible triple. Unless we roll higher than 15. Which we don't. So the pitcher hits a triple straightaway center field. Over the leaping Dodd. Should we bring in... It's powerful. We were talking about how powerful this is. So the infield is in for Lefty Davis. He's 2 for 3. And he got a good column here. This will prevent the run from scoring. 2 away. Here's Tommy Leach. Leach is 0 for 3 today. Hits a good column, but he strikes him out. Mitchell does the job. Who was the second baseman? Davey Johnson, perhaps? Oh, Dave Johnson. I don't know. They always call him Davey, as far as I knew. Anyway, here is Jimmy Collins, 1 for 3, as the Americans have the 6-2 lead. Here's the pitch. Not a good column, but he hit the 5. And he gets a rolls of 12. So he pops out to Wagner, 1 away here in the 7th. Here is Freeman, 3 for 3 with a double. Doesn't look good for him this time. Ground ball to third base C. 2 away. But we don't mind because we have a 4-run lead. Here's Aussie Schreckenghost. Don't you wish your last name was Schreckenghost? He gets a base hit. And it's 2 out for Hemphill. 1 for 3 with an RBI. And that's it for Tannehill. They're going to bring in Jack Chesbro. Jack Chesbro, you'd think he would be Game 3 starter, although there's a day off tomorrow. Guess they're getting him some time up or some warm-ups for Game 3. Maybe hasn't pitched for a week or two. I don't know. But here anyway, here's Hemphill. He gets to face a right-hander now. Here's the pitch. Good column for Hemphill. He's going to get a base hit. And will we advance him? Yes, we will. They cut off the throw. First and third for Hobie Ferris. He's a decent hit and run, or clutch hitting man if you hit the column 1 anyway. He's 0 for 3 with a run scored. And that's a horrible column. He's going to line out to first base, and that's going to end the 7th inning. But we are through 7 complete, and it's 6-2 Boston. Here's Wagner. He's 1 for 2 with a run. We intentionally walked him last time. Here's Mitchell. He had a good... Oh, that's not good. Okay, 13. We need higher than 13. 15 is higher. So we avoid the leadoff double. And Hemphill drifts over and makes the play 1 away. Dodged a bullet there. Here's Ginger Beaumont. And that's a good column. The best one on Mitchell. And he's going to get a base hit. The 7th hit of the game for the Pirates. He's a good stolen base dude. Freddie Clark, he's 1 for 3 with a double. He's going to hit and run. He's going to fly ball to right. It's going to be a wasted at bat. Makes the catch, doesn't move an inch. And there's 2 out with a man on first for Claude Ritchie. Ritchie is 1 for 8 in the World Series. Good column for Ritchie. We got the check on Hobie Ferris. Avoid these errors. He does! Makes the play, and the inning is over. The 8th inning is done. After 7.5, 6-2 Boston. Okay, we are going to bring in a pinch hitter now. We don't have any more ringers. Nick Cuppy. Well, he's kind of a ringer, but we'll save him. McLean, Jones, they just do not have a great bench. The backup catcher, what's his first name? Charlie Jones. We'll bring in Charlie Jones. Ugh, that is bad. Didn't realize it's that bad. Ooh, that's sad. Oh well. Just have to tell myself we have a 4-run lead. Be happy. Here's Tommy Dowd, 2 for 4 with an RBI. And that's not much there. Chesbro's pitching well. Pop out to Leach. And there's 2 away here in the 8th inning. Freddie Pennant, 1 for 4. Possible triple if you can roll 1, 2, or 3. And you roll a 20. So no triple for us. Although I do not like triples with 2 out. It's like a waste. All right, so we have... who's coming up? We have Kitty Bransfield, Jack O'Connor, and a pinch hitter. So we'll make sure that we bring in a right-hander. We'll bring in Morrissey. Morrissey, lead singer for the Smiths. Coming up here in the 9th inning to get the final 4 outs. He has a pretty good card as long as we avoid the 6. Here's Kitty Bransfield. Hits a 1. There's some stuff there, but not this time. He hits a ground ball to Freddie Pennant, 1 away. 2 more outs needed for Boston. Here's Jack O'Connor. They're going to bring in Jiggs Donahue. Much better hitter. Here's the pitch. 5. That's good. Oh, but he hits a center field, and you know what that means. We have a very weak center field crew. Okay, avoids the single. Will he avoid the error? Just does. Makes the play Tommy Dowd. And there's 2 out here in the 9th, and it brings up Chesbro. Will they pinch it for him? They will. They'll bring in Terry Turner. He should be on the Indians, Terry Turner. But he's playing for Pittsburg, and he's good, too. Ground ball C. That's the ball game. It is over, and the Boston Americans get game 2, tie up the series at 1-1, go back to Pittsburgh with a split. Here's your box score for today's game. Who would be the hero of this game? Probably Buck Freeman, 3 for 4 with an RBI and a run scored. I would say that is who it is. Although Winter gets the win. He pitches 6 innings. He has 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, 66 pitches. He could be able to go in game 3, perhaps. And Tannehill gets the loss, 6 2/3, 11 hits, 6 runs, 4 of them earned, no walks, 4 strikeouts. Tannehill has a triple in this game, doubles by Freddie Clark and Buck Freeman, and errors by Wagner. Bransfield had 2, Freddie Pennant and Hobie Ferris. So Buck Freeman had 3 hits at Huntington Avenue grounds, where the Boston Americans beat the Pittsburgh without an H Pirates by a score of 6-2. George Winter pitched well for Boston in their victory. He was reached for 5 hits and 1 walk in 6 innings. Boston had 12 hits overall, while Pittsburgh had 7. Jesse Tannehill suffered the loss. He allowed 6 runs and 11 hits in 6 2/3 innings. That's a ball game today, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you tune in next time, where Game 3 of the World Series 1901 version from Pittsburgh will be coming to you in a couple days. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you have a great evening. Goodbye, everybody.